husband's cheating on me with my high school bully. Should I let him continue to do it?
Yes, but you should bully him for it.
I just can't believe that he could fool me. His affair started 6 months ago. I could trace it 6 months back anyways. It could have been longer. There were no signs, no indications, no change of behavior, no change in the bedroom. I just found out by accident 3 weeks ago when his phone was on the nightstand. My husband was sleeping with my high school bully.
Yeah, he thought it was over in high school, but guess what? I'm your husband.
I grew up in a small town, and this woman bullied me severely in middle school and high school. After graduation, I did everything I could to find a job in a bigger city and moved, leaving all of the hurtful memories. I worked hard for a year, found an apartment, bought a car, and later started college. That's where I met my husband. We got married 2 years ago, and I'm 8 weeks pregnant.
Oh no.
He doesn't know yet. I will tell him eventually, don't worry. When I was in college, my bully reached out to me after we bumped into each other at a party. She was in a new town and was glad that she saw a familiar face. She never acknowledged what she did, and I never confronted her. I didn't want to open old wounds. However, I wasn't going to befriend her, so I just rebuffed any attempt of reconnecting. She still moved in the same crowd as my husband and me. I never told my husband anything about her or our past. I wasn't even sure he knew her name.
Sure, he knows a lot more than her name.
But 3 weeks ago.
Oh God.
When my husband was in the shower, he got a notification on Messenger. I thought it was odd since he's not been active on Facebook or Messenger in ages. We don't know each other's codes, so I looked and there was her name and pictures telling him she missed his sweet, sweet man meat.
Oh.
It's a little telling. I scrolled a few messages back and there was a full conversation. I felt sick and my eyes went blurry, so I just left the phone back to where it was and acted like nothing happened.
Oh no.
Over the next 2 weeks, I looked in his phone whenever I could. I found out that my husband deleted Messenger when he didn't use it, except for the time that he forgot. I started doing the same.
What? What do you mean?
Whenever he's sleeping, playing games, or out for a run, I took his phone and installed Messenger. I could trace back their relationship 6 months. They've been sleeping together for 4. A lot of graphic description of what they want to do or have done to each other, but also a lot about me, although it was often one-sided. It's always my bully asking questions and trying to get answers about me, and my husband is either reluctantly answering or outright telling her not to talk about me. But they've discussed my sex life, and apparently I'm vanilla.
Oh.
To her constant questions about if he preferred me better, he answered that it's different and he doesn't want to compare. I have never cried my whole life combined compared to the last few weeks. I want to leave my husband, but I don't want to tell him why. I don't want to give him or my bully the satisfaction of knowing that they hurt me. I just want to ask for the divorce and just tell him that I wasn't in love with him anymore and I'm not happy in our marriage. I won't be lying technically because he's not the man I loved and I'm not happy in our marriage. I haven't told anyone what I found out.
And she's freaking pregnant.
But I've told my mom that I want to leave my husband and stated the reasons above. She went berserk. This is so out of the blue and moronic, and the first question she asked was whether I was cheating on him or not. This was a preview to what probably everyone else will think and say, but honestly, I would rather live with being the perpetrator than the victim this time. I just can't let that be hurt me again. Watch me suffer and enjoy it. I just can't. I know I'm being irrational right now, but please put yourself in my shoes and tell me what you would do instead.
Dang.
Well, there is an update. I guess we answer the question. If you are in OP's shoes, what do you do?
I see what she's saying, where she's like, she wants to leave it on her term. I don't think her plan is necessarily bad.
Yeah.
I think do whatever she needs to do to feel good.
I have broken the news to my husband that I'm leaving him. I had already talked to my friends about it, and being unhappy in my marriage seemed good enough a reason for them to support me. One of them offered me her place until I find my own. I got really emotional and hugged her and cried because that meant that I could leave my husband's apartment now.
Oh my God.
He was shocked when I told him. I don't think he took me seriously at first, but he asked me if he had done something wrong. I told him that I'm simply not happy with him, and I think I'm still too too young to waste my life in an unhappy marriage. He said he noticed me being distant this past month, but never would he have guessed that I was unhappy with him. He begged me to tell him what's wrong because this can't be it. You know, buddy.
You know.
He believed me, however, when my friend came to take me with her. This was Thursday. He's been calling multiple times a day, but I haven't answered. He showed up this morning to my friend's house and begged me to have breakfast with him. I agreed. He looks like he hasn't slept or shaven since I asked for a divorce. I told him that I was pregnant and that I'm keeping it, but he didn't have to be part of the baby's life if he didn't want to.
Damn, man's getting freaking on right now.
My goodness, some just
Rightfully.
desserts. His phone was on the table, and then he got a notification
from Messenger.
He had forgotten to delete the app before meeting me. When I saw her name on the screen, I told him, "Oh, is that Bully's name? You know, she used to bully me in school back when we lived in our hometown." He froze. "Oh, I haven't told you about her?" I told him everything she did and how it affected me, how she never apologized about anything. He was silent the whole time and just looked at me. I ended it with, "Be careful with her. I don't think she's changed much, to tell you the truth." He grabbed my arm and just watched my face like he wanted to see if I knew something. That's pretty stone cold right there, honestly. My plan is to buy a small apartment because that's all I can afford right now. A 1-bedroom is enough until I have my baby and it's old enough to need its own room. I can upgrade later when I've saved more. I'm not leaving this city. I've spent my best years here and have the greatest memories. I have my friends around me and hopefully they will be supporting me when the divorce is a fact. I have already filed for divorce, but he's probably going to ask for a thinking period. I'm not in a hurry though. Everything will be better. For now, I want to cry, try to get over him, and heal to be there for my baby.
Props to her for basically doing everything she wanted to do.
And that's like a movie moment where she's like telling him like it's over and then gets the messenger notification with the girl.
I know.
And she gets the satisfaction of like
this
without
is who she is. And also you just traded me for someone who is a complete asshole and bag that you can't trust.
The question is, was Opie the a-hole?
I don't think she did anything wrong. You know, when you feel like the victim so much and someone's just wronged you, I think she just wanted to feel a little bit of like power.
Yeah.
And that power wasn't really taken in a malicious way.
It wasn't.
Even. It was just like the only power I'm just going to have is the power of you not knowing if I know. You know?
Yeah.
But I feel bad for OP, man. My sister is a big bully, and so I snitched on that toxic bimbo to destroy her precious little life. Now she might be suspended, and my dad is pissed at me. So am I the a-hole?
We don't hear the pro-anarchy argument enough.
I think anarchy is good. The situation at hand. My stepsister, 17 female, has been bullying this girl in her grade, Mia. Dick. Mia is a very shy person. We were never friends, but we're friendly until the bullying started. And then Mia withdrew from everyone.
That sucks.
I found out about the bullying a month ago. People described it as not real bullying, but my stepsister has called her names and told her she doesn't deserve friends. Yo, your stepsister is like the epitome of a stepsister.
Yeah.
Like the Disney, like the Disney representation of what a stepsister is.
Bro, Disney really came for stepsisters.
They came for stepmother and stepsisters, dude. They're like, fuck this particular group of people. Fuck new marriages in particular.
Yeah.
If you have ever had a new marriage, fuck that thing in particular.
They hate it.
They hate it. If you're widowed, stay widowed. I found a note telling Mia this, which first mistake, never, if you're going to bully someone, don't do it in writing. I was pissed. My stepsister and I never had a good relationship, always fighting, but I never figured out she was an actual bully, just someone who got on my freaking nerve. I ended up going to Mia's parents with what I knew and the evidence of the bullying, and now it has been brought up with the school, and Mia's parents want my stepsister expelled. My dad is pissed. He said it's so unbelievably petty and mean-spirited to go to the girl's parents over sibling issues. It's not really sibling issues if Mia is the collateral damage. Yeah. I told my dad nothing between us would ever be sibling issues because we're not siblings. And my siblings, younger brother and sister, would never do that to another person. My stepsister has been suspended right now, but it looks like she'll be expelled. Thursday when the big meeting happens. My dad's wife is freaking out, and so are my stepbrothers. With the exception of my siblings, everyone seems to think I'm wrong for doing what I did, for not at least talking to my stepsister first. Also, a bit like, if you're going to get expelled for just the evidence of the bullying that's happening, then you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah.
This show was sponsored by your sweet, sexy ass.
If you support our Patreon, you'll get one long, hard, extra bonus episode every week.
I'm talking 3 juicy stories right into those ear holes.
You'll get ad-free episodes. I'm talking all of those ads completely off. All natural.
Not to mention, we'll do it together, live, in front of a camera. With Assholes Anonymous, you'll get a chance to talk to us directly and maybe be featured on the YouTube channel.
Wait a second, not like that. Like, the fans get to share their stories with us and other fans, and we get to talk about it, right?
And then we'll moon each other at the end.
Oh, God.
So if you want all that axe ass, support your boys at patreon.com/OKOP show.
That's patreon.com/OKOP show.
I feel like going to Mia's parents was the right call because of how serious bullying can be for the person being bullied. And even calling someone names can cut a person real deep. But I never expected this kind of reaction. Life at home has been very awkward right now. So, am I the a-hole? I want to know from you guys, like, what do you think? Also, were you a bully or have you been bullied? I don't know if I want to know the worst one. What's the funniest way you've been bullied?
A funny, maybe more lighthearted bully story, which I guess.
Which I have one.
Right. Yeah, there
I
is
have plenty. I was bullied every which way. Seriously and funnily.
Yeah.
And one of the funny ones was we would sing these church songs. There was a song called it was like, our God is an awesome God, he reigns on heaven and earth. Banger. Bro, that was a banger, bro. But his rendition was, Armand is an awesome dude. He's awesome because Sam sucks.
Bro, come.
And there was like a couple other verses, and everyone sung that in church instead of the real song. So those are my funny bullying stories. It wasn't funny in the moment, but pretty funny now. But John, what do you think is OP the a-hole for going directly to Mia's parents?
I don't think at all that OP is wrong for
going to the parents.
Definitely, OP made the right call there.
I imagine there's more name calling than just like, you don't deserve friends.
And also the slippery slope.
Stop it while it's just small.
It's small. So if like in this perfect hypothetical scenario, that was all she said, I would say that is too harsh. But I could also see them being like, hey, we need to be proactive so this doesn't escalate, especially with maybe other things that they found in the messages and stuff.
I'm also surprised that Mia didn't go to her parents about it.
Maybe she's like, see, it's embarrassing. I could see that being hard in some instances. I probably would myself, but there's this one kid who is like a frenemy. Like, I never knew if we were friends, or like his classic thing was, that thing where you can like squirt like saliva. Like, if you do something the right way, it'll just do like a little spray. He would literally do that to the back of my head all class sometimes.
Ew.
And yeah.
That's so gross.
It sucked.
What would you say?
I'd be like, stop, but he wouldn't fucking stop. That just encouraged him to, oh, you mean stop this? One time the school was doing a video and he did this at the camera, and he tried to convince them that he was doing a bow.
My disgusting girlfriend is ashamed of her disgusting daughter because she's a loser who will never be popular. So I gave her a piece of my mind and made her cry. Am I the a-hole?
When you don't birth out like a homecoming queen, you're just a complete failure.
I'm a 40-year-old man, and my girlfriend of a year is 38. She has a daughter from a previous partner who is 14 and a freshman in high school. I imagine the daughter is 14 and not the previous partner.
Now that would be a story, ladies and gentlemen. My God.
I went over there yesterday to find my girlfriend crying. I tried to figure out what was going on and where I could help when she told me she was crying about her daughter and how she's doing in school.
Yeah, she's not homecoming.
She's not homecoming. She's butt ugly. She won worst dressed.
Voted by me, her own mother.
I love her daughter. She's the sweetest girl ever. I wish my daughters were as well well behaved as her, i.e. a total narc, freaking never doing anything fun. I have to describe her daughter. She has a nice friend group, does not have trouble with bullies, and generally seems very happy. I bet you're wondering why her mother would be crying if this was the case. Sounds like the daughter's doing well. Her mother / my girlfriend was crying because her daughter is not the popular athlete cheerleader homecoming queen that she was in school.
Wow. Oh.
Well, maybe you should have given her some social lessons, you know, how to do that.
Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
Her daughter marches to the beat of her own drum, which I think is the best anyone can hope for. Yeah, she's a little dorky, but her mother referred to her as a loser during a crying fit.
Oh my God.
She's very into anime. Her and some of her friends actually started an anime club at their school, which I don't know if is winning you any homecoming queen points.
Not helping for the crown.
Again, she's a happy kid. She's got her social circle who all have similar interests. It's just not the circle her mom wishes she was in. Here are some of the quotes from her during this that turned me red. I never would have imagined my daughter would be a dweeb. She needs to grow out of this before college. And my personal favorite, I wouldn't have been caught dead with kids that look like that. Dude, who cares about being happy and having a friend group that loves you and likes the things you do if you're not hanging out with straight tens? Okay, in all seriousness, this mom sounds like a dirtbag.
Bro,
There's a little bit more. There's a little bit more. I called her disgusting and told her she should be ashamed of herself. And I said, her daughter is happy. And how would she feel to hear her mom crying about her perceived popularity? I told her how lucky she has it that her daughter doesn't deal with a lot of issues kids these days have. This ends with her being upset with me because instead of consoling her when she was crying, I called her names. I don't think the crying means anything. She was saying horrible things. So, is OP the a-hole?
Well, I'm very curious to hear everyone's thoughts, especially their thoughts on, like, maybe it's how do you raise your child?
Does popularity matter?
How do you raise your child being comfortable with yourself?
Yeah,
I feel like
I think
it's very
that's
hard
way more important than being popular. Like, I was not popular in school, but like I had this similar thing where, like, you know, I made weird videos on YouTube or I had like an internet comic. And like I was just comfortable expressing that part of myself, even though it wouldn't make me popular. Knowing yourself and allowing yourself to like just discover what your interests are. That's the most important thing.
And I feel like for us in our personal lives, like that quality about ourselves is what has allowed us to like have the audacity to do something like this podcast or like being a full-time content, which is like very hard to like put yourself out there.
Starting a podcast. That takes guts.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You forget about your uncle or your grandpa that went to World War II. Starting a podcast, that's the real battleground.
I'm very curious to, especially all the parents in our audience, how do you instill like self-confidence in a child? I would love to see what you say in the comments. And also, if you think to answer the question, is OP the a-hole? I do not at all think OP is the a-hole. I think the mom really, really needed this reality check of like, listen, you're like, I feel like she's gonna instill this like sense of insecurity in her daughter, where she's gonna be like, am I like cool enough? Am I like constantly second guessing what she's doing?
Would love to know what you guys think. So put your answers in the comments. But speaking of comments, we love reading yours.
Oh yeah, and Sam, I think I got a few for him right now. This comes from the video, I exposed her cheating fiance and destroyed my friend's wedding. First comment from public subscriber Miyaka Maxwell. Marriage doesn't fix these issues. I don't know why people think if they marry them, they will stop hitting on me or cheating on me. Honestly surprised he wants to get married, to be honest. Carmen Arena says, it's called killing the messenger. OP should have just told the friends straight out what they found on Facebook/YouTube. Finally, public subscriber Katie did. This made me very thankful that I'm an only child. No, but seriously, what in the Alabama redneck F did I just listen to? Katie, you know, sometimes we ask ourselves the same questions, but one thing we always ask is for you all to comment on our videos because we love reading these. Publicly subscribe, comment your thoughts on this video, and we just might read it.
That we will. See you soon.